Hey, buddy, watch this.
Hello, hello, Regis Kilbin is the name and Hearthstone is the game, and this is a deck spotlight on a new Kazakus Warlock by Savjz. That's right, this is a no duplicate Highlander. There can only be one, whatever you want to call this kind of deck. It's got the roots of the Reno lock that we've known and loved for a very, very long time. So, of course, Reno Jackson. It even includes the Emperor Thaurissan discounted Leroy Jenkins plus Power Overwhelming plus Faceless Manipulator combo for some insane burst damage in the late game to help you actually finish off games. But it does include some new mean streets of gadgets and cards as well, some of which are sort of tech answers to the meta, some of which just do cool new stuff, and some of which are just absolute powerhouses. So the first of those is Dirty Rat. This is, I would call it a tech card in many ways. It's just allows you to do a lot of interesting things. It can break up your opponent's combos. It can pull minions into Twisting Nether. So if they've got a pretty big board and you really want to pull something valuable into their board, Twisting Nether can do that. It can pull out minions for things like Mind Control tech, if you want to pull off a Mind Control tech. Sometimes it could just ruin their Malagos and allow you to Siphon Soul it. Like, there's a ton of different ways to use this card in a control environment, so it might look like an anti-aggro card as a 2/6 taunt, and it actually can be that against pirates and stuff too, but really the utility for Dirty Rat goes far beyond that. Also new in this deck with the Mean Streets of Gadgets and of course is Kazakus, the new Reno minion, if you will, the Reno replacement in many ways. The powerhouse that drives Reno decks moving forward is Kazakus. Pretty meager looking for him in a minion, but his custom spells that he can create can do absolutely absurd things. Clear boards, silence minions, generate cards, generate demons, bring minions back to life. Like, Kazakus can do it all. So in a control matchup, he's very, very strong, particularly in combination with Brand Bronzebeard, allowing you to get 2 spells off. So you can play him on 4 to get that really vital 5-mana spell that lets you stabilize. You can play him against control in the late game with Brand to get 2 huge spells. Just a really solid card that adds a lot of depth to your deck. Another new card from Gadgetzan is the Second Rate Bruiser. This one's a little surprising to see, perhaps, but it's another taunt survivability card against aggro that sometimes allows you to get out a 3-mana 4/5 taunt, which is nuts. And it's really not that hard for your opponent to get 3 minions. So this can be sometimes a really cheap Shadow Flame target, sometimes just a nice taunt that your opponent has to work through. So another high utility, almost tech card inclusion. And then finally, I guess the last of the new Gadgetzan cards in this list is the Abyssal Enforcer. I would consider this one just another big bomb. It's a Hellfire with a body attached. So just a really high value minion that's yet another board clear. And as you can see, this deck has absurd amount of board clear, as you'd expect, with a Reno lock, along with some extra really heavy hitting stuff. Lord Jaraxxus himself, of course, is always a win condition as well. So it's got multiple ways to win games with Jaraxxus and Reno. It's got a ton of removal to help you keep up with the board. It's got some taunt application with stuff like Sunfury Protector to help you stay alive. There's Reno to heal as well. There's hard removal with Siphon Soul. You can just do everything with this deck, and that's one reason it's very, very strong. And Savjz, more famously, I guess, I think he played a Reno Priest to rank 1 Legend. It might have actually been this deck too, though. I don't even remember now, but he's also been playing this one at very, very, very high Legend early in the Gadgetzan meta and finding a lot of success. So Savjz, of course, is a fantastic deck builder, a commentator / pro player who is obviously right now one of the best in the world with these new cards, because this deck is one of the best in the world. So let's go ahead and take this out onto the ranked ladder and see Savjz's masterpiece in action and see if we can't also find some success and win some games and maybe learn how to play the new style of Reno Lock just a little better. So, I think Reno Lock is probably going to stick as the name for Reno. There can only be one style Warlock deck, just because Reno was the first and he'll always be our first love. I'm calling this a Kazakus deck mainly to benefit off of the Mean Streets of Gadgets and recognition. I want people to realize this is a new version, and Kazakus is going to be an important part of this. And if this archetype survives in standard format after the next standard rotation in 3-4 months, whenever it is, it's going to be on the back of Kazakus. So we need to get used to calling it that. Alright, Faceless Shambler's really not very good in the early game because you don't often have a minion to copy unless maybe you have a Twilight Drake in hand. Brand, same story. Mortal Coil and Demon Wrath might be okay. This is a Shaman. I haven't seen a lot of Shaman on the ladder. My head just exploded, right? There's been less Shaman lately, though. That's just a fact of the matter. So I don't really know what to expect here. It's probably some sort of Jade Shaman. Might be Murlocs. He's using the Murloc. Who knows? But these give us some tools against Shaman regardless, because Demon Wrath's very good against a board of totems. We mulligan into some nice stuff. Mountain Giant doesn't feel like an early game card, but it actually is. We have the coin, so hero powering to get into the Mountain Giant's a little awkward. It's actually easier often without the coin to hero power into the Mountain Giant, but I'm scared to like coin hero power to commit, because I don't really know what he's about yet, and I don't want to waste a hero power or a coin when kind of still feeling out this deck. Because getting the Mountain Giant on 4 is typically what you're looking to do. So that's just a big dude, and doesn't really tell us much. So we'll life tap. We're going to take a hit or two, but we'll be alright. It's sort of the style of this deck. So see, we'll have this at 4 mana on the draw, but we won't be able to play it, because it'll be turn 3. You can't coin out a Mountain Giant, so we're kind of going to be stuck here. That's why the coin can be somewhat awkward. We'll be able to get it on 4 regardless, but right now it's like, do we have a play? Do we not have a play? It's difficult to say. We could coin out the Refreshment Vendor. It just doesn't trade super well into the Totem Golem, but it does get us a body out. We don't currently have an answer for a Flame Wreathed. We'll be able to play our own Mountain Giant, but actually not if we coin out the Refreshment Vendor. We won't, because we'll go down. This will go up to 6. We'll draw a card and it'll go back to 5. So we can play one card. We could kind of bait this and hope that the Mortal Coil kills this off. In that case, we could Mountain Giant coin Mortal Coil. So this doesn't feel ideal, obviously, but I think we have a line that we can handle it. And that would even be okay against the Flame Wreath. Like, yeah, it would get to attack face once, but our Mountain Giant would trade favorably. It doesn't have that. It's got little guys instead. A Demon Wrath might actually line up relatively well. It won't, though. It's going to hero power to face. That's fine. So we're not going to get to use our Mortal Coil as hoped, but we will get to play this big guy. As you can imagine, the problem with this card a little bit is, though, it can't trade into a ton of small stuff all at once, right? Thankfully, the Demon Wrath is going to help probably clear up some of these totems and allow me to kill a value minion. Hex is kind of problematic, but not really that big of a difference. It wastes his entire turn, basically, because if he hexes, he's not going to do much else. Jade Lightning trade. I dig it. He'll trade the Totem Golem, probably? Oh, I thought this was an Overload card, but I guess not. Never mind. So he'll have to trade the Totem Golem, not the Teletrog. We don't really need to Demon Wrath yet. We're kind of just hanging out right now. We could coin Emperor, but none of our combo pieces are in hand, so I think we want to hold on that. Demon Wrath Mortal Coil is a line of play. We could even coin out the Doomsayer and regain the board with the Thaurissan next turn. It leaves me a little light on cards, but I don't think it's necessary yet. I think we can get greedier with our removal. So maybe we'll just play the Refreshment Vendor here. Hope to soak up some hits. Make some value trades. I'm not that scared by this Tunnel Trog. We're at 27. He's 5 cards in hand. I feel relatively safe. We need something more proactive. Kazakus is an option. We haven't played him yet. That wouldn't have been a bad turn to Kazakus, honestly. It's not the body you care about. It's being able to get a spell. We'll probably get a 5-mana spell off this guy regardless of the fact that if we make it to turn 10. Just because it's more flexible. You can do stuff like Kazakus Clear into Doomsayer. More flexible plays than a 10-mana spell kind of leaves you committed. And we should outvalue this guy anyway, so it's not like we're going to be really, really worried about. Oh, I think this is the Demon Wrath trade turn here. Demon Wrath, trade into the Brand. Use the Mortal Coil. It's just fine. Do we even want a Dirty Rat? No, I don't think so. It's risky if we got a big minion. We have 8 cards in hand, so we can actually life tap here. It'll be fine. I mean, we could develop the Doomsayer. It sacrifices our own minion, but it shuts out his turn. Gives me a huge board advantage. I don't really think it's any different than just leaving this guy out there, though, right? Like, we wouldn't be able to develop much bigger of a board lead. He only has 5 cards. It's not like he can go nuts. And we have a lot of removal. We have Hellfire, we have Twisting Nether we can coin into if we want. So shouldn't be too hard to deal with this stuff. This honestly might just be a Hellfire turn. Hellfire, Doomsayer is possible here. It's not necessary for a Twisting Nether because the Hellfire will take care of it. Could Dirty Rat Hellfire, but it feels worse. I guess we'll just Hellfire coin Kazakus. It's fine. And like I said, we'll do the 5-cost spell. We don't have any hard single target removal, but I don't know. We're not going to need like demons. We're going to outvalue this guy, so I guess we'll just get straight up removal. We don't need card draw either. We'll just go for the removal route. That should work more than well enough. I can't feel good about that turn so far. Hope he has something to... Oh, okay, cool. Well, that was a pretty important totem then. He thinks it's protecting this, and I guess it might. I don't really have a good way to kill this right off the bat. This might just be a Dirty Rat Doomsayer turn. This is a waste. I mean, I don't like him drawing cards, but we have so many in hand, right? What could we do? I guess just Doomsayer. And we can actually life tap too. So let's life tap first. This will take us to 10. The Doomsayer will take us back to 9. I don't think he's going to be able to kill that. So hopefully we just waste his turn. We might even Drax this next turn to start going crazy. Uh, 15 is somewhat nerve-wracking against a Shaman. You never know if they like packed in Doomhammer, Rockbiter. But we don't have a Reno anyway right now, so we're going to get one eventually, but it's not like I'm feeling super defensive. Okay, that is 2 combo pieces actually, so I guess we'll just go ahead and Emperor. This could get value, but I want to start developing the board, right? So I'm going to go ahead and throw it out. Like, it's possibly as a weapon. So I might regret this as soon as this is the turn the Doomhammer comes out, right? So I'll regret this, but I just want to apply pressure. If so, we can win this game pretty fast. Leroy wins. Jiraxis will eventually start winning. So the Leroy combo is 20 damage, right? So this puts me on a 2-turn lethal if I draw, or a 1-turn lethal if I draw Leroy. Because Leroy's 6 plus 4 from Power Overwhelming. That's 10. You copy him. Both charge for 20. So Hexstar Thorson, okay. Azure Drake. It's pretty good. Pretty good play. It's not bad either. Alright, so we don't have the Leroy line anymore. We might just go ahead and... I mean, this is not ideal, but it's fine. We need to kill these just because otherwise, you know, we kind of risk taking too much damage. Do we want to just Dirty Rat first? We know it's going to kill the minion, so I guess so. Oh, we actually don't know that, but yeah, this is good. This works. And we'll just play this guy. Do we want to life tap? We should have done it first if we did, but I don't even think I do. I've got enough cards to win the game. And 15, it's probably, or 17 versus 15 is probably not a significant difference, but just to be safe. Oh, there's the weapon we were worried about. Yep, makes sense. Makes sense. Alright, Bran doesn't do me a lot. Might just Twisting Nether here. don't love it. Twisting Nether, then Bran. Kind of scared that's my last big removal spell. It makes me a little nervous to just throw it out. But I don't have another good way to deal with this stuff. Should have life tapped last turn. I regret it now. We could taunt up, play Sylvanas, copy it to taunt, or actually just play 2 Sylvanas, but he has 6, 9, 11 damage in hand, so that doesn't really feel that safe. So I'd want to play a taunt minion. It's 2 cards in hand. What Jade guys are left? Not many. I'm just going to take this route. It's not the biggest taunt, but it's a taunt. And Sylvanas can help us protect whatever happens next turn. Like, she can steal a minion, maybe. Can give her power overwhelming. Make a trade, steal a minion. If we really lose the board, Twisting Nether's still our big out, so. Looked like he targeted his own minion there for a second, eh? So we saw the other Hex. It's annoying. He's gotten this both times. He's played that, but he got the low roll. Doesn't really matter. It does matter, because he can kill it with this weapon now. If he goes face, we'll probably just Jiraxis trade. He's totally trading. That feels wrong to me. Oh, no, he's not. Okay, cool. That feels right. That's a fine card. What do we want to do? Do we just want to Jiraxis, trade, power overwhelming, trade, pump out a dude? I guess so. He's only got 1 card in hand, so I'm very not worried about dying. And this is this will just win me the game here in a second. Is there an advantage to hitting this? I don't think so. I can kill it with my weapon next turn, so might as well pump out the damage. So 2 cards. I mean, Doomhammer Rockbiter doesn't kill me. There's just nothing that kills me. I got taunts too. I think he's, as a Jade Shaman, he's oh my god, too many dudes. Too many big dudes. Twisting Nether doesn't feel that good when we've got our own 6/6, but I don't have a way to deal with this thing. So let me actually just Hero Power, taunt, Faceless on another 6/6 is probably the right line. This to keep me alive. Oh, that was bad. That was bad. Bad. I calculated the... Oh, that's a good card. I calculated the mana cost. There's really nothing here that matters if I discard. That's probably the worst discard target, but... I calculated the mana cost and there were 3 minions and then obviously killed a minion before playing this guy, so clear misplay. But we're in a good spot. Game's over. 12, 16, 18, 21, so we're actually 1 off lethal right now. It's annoying. Better be a good card. It's not bad. It's not bad. So we'll just clear the board and go face with the rest. Oh, never mind. We'll just win the game. Oh, that doesn't win it. He killed our 6-drop. Oh, it does. We still have the Faceless. I'm an idiot. Cool. Well played. Yeah, so not the smoothest game, I'd say. Some awkward turns. One particular misplay, but... You know, still, they won. Just bled him out. As Arena Luck is wont to do, so I can't complain. I felt pretty good. You can play this deck mediocrely and still win games. Excuse me. So yeah, we'll keep going, of course. Play at least 2 more, maybe. These games tend to take a while, but I got the faith. Alright, Mage, no idea what kind of mage this is. I've seen Freeze and Secret lately, like a, you know, sort of aggressive Secret Mage. Regardless, I don't like any of these cards against it. Against Freeze, I want to see Reno. Against Secret, I want to see early board presence. Doomsayer's actually pretty good, just negate stuff, can mirror entity this. It's a pretty nice mirror entity target if you're sure that's what it is. Cabal Lackey here will be a big signal on what we're playing against, otherwise it may be difficult to tell. Mountain Giant's going to be probably a good 4-drop. Not so great against mirror entity, but we can work around that too. Yeah, life tap's obvious here. Feels like Freeze so far, but who knows? Only turns will tell. We'll life tap again if he doesn't play anything. Hero Power Face. Might see a Novice Engineer, might see a Loot Hoarder. I think that last game we probably could have stood to be a little more aggressive with the Jiraxis. Just got the Jiraxis out faster since he was on so few cards. I mean, it's somewhat risky, right? Just because you don't want... That's funny. So he's running that. Anyway, you don't want to risk yourself if you don't have to. Like, that game was inevitable as long as we stayed alive. We were going to win. So I didn't want to risk it. But, I mean, probably could have ended the game significantly faster had we done it differently. So, honestly, is Doomsayer good here? Like, I feel like this is not a Freeze Mage. You don't see this in Freeze Mage, right? It's got to be some kind of Reno Mage or... Is there anything we want to deny on turn 3? We don't have anything to like combo with this, right? It's not Frost Nova Doomsayer. So we just want to kind of look for board here. Maybe force out some removal he doesn't want to play. Problem is we don't get our Mountain Giant if we do that. At least not next turn. I don't know. Let's try it and see. Let's try it and see. The only bad thing about this play is it kind of reduces the amount of information we have. Is this good against Medivh? Do we save this for Medivh? It's definitely good against Medivh. The question is, do we save it? I think the answer is no. So, some sort of Secret Mage. We know that. I guess we test for Mirror Entity here. It doesn't really matter which. This dies to Arcane Blast. This dies to Frostbolt. We can already benefit from the heal, so I guess we'll just do this. It denies a life tap, though, so actually we won't. We'll life tap first. And we'll go ahead and do this, too. It's easier. Which of these is good? None of these are good. Man, this is bad. This will never go off. This is useless. I guess Shield Bear's the best card. I don't know. They were all bad. No Mortal Coils or Soulfires in sight. Wasn't Mirror Entity, by the way, so it's probably Counterspell. I wish we'd gotten a spell off this. That would have been very helpful to know. We can Power Overwhelming this. We lose our combo, but is the combo going to be good against a Reno Mage anyway? I mean, he's going to have Ice Block, so I suspect combo's not going to be that relevant. We could just play the Mountain Giant. It's kind of susceptible to this. Like, it makes a good trade, but it gets stuck. So why don't we play Mountain Giant into Shield Bearer and go face. This could be Vaporize. I've seen Vaporize. Ice Barrier. Yeah. So definitely a Reno Mage. Pretty defensive Reno Mage here. We just need to win on the board and drown him out of resources and watch our health total to make sure we don't get some sort of surprise burst from, you know, like that random Frostbolt Fireball or Pyroblast off Kabbalist Tome or some sort of weird spells he's not actually running but just happens to fall into. That's one risk we have. Frost Nova. Okay, cool. I dig it. Let's see. He's coined already, so Blizzard could happen, but Flame Strike can't. Maybe I just play this for another body. Life tap first, because we're at 8 cards. Mind Control Tech's not good, but if he continues to load up the board, it might be. So let's just try this. If we get Blizzarded, like, kind of bad, but not really. This just gets locked down another turn. Plus, that'll be 2 AoEs he's lost. Frostova and Blizzard. Even Flame Strike wouldn't be that good against this board, if he could coin it out. Because he'd have to run both minions in here, and this would still be alive. He can't ping, so... Polymorph. Okay, top deck Polymorph. I don't necessarily mind it on that target. Like, we don't have that many great Polymorph targets, but... I don't exactly feel sick about losing my guy. Shadow Bolt's a good draw here. We'll Shadow Bolt. And we're gonna play the Earthen Ring. Not that I care about the heal. I kind of want to bait out a Flame Strike. Like, you think he'd Flame Strike? Not if I heal this way. If I heal this way, but we'll heal this way just because it's the sound play. I think I want to get Jiraxis out ASAP this game. Even though 15's risky, it just makes me win the game. It just makes me win the game. Like, if we have an advantage on the board on 9, I'm just going to go Jiraxis. I mean, it's not confirmed that this guy's Reno yet, I guess. We haven't seen card duplicates. So it's probably the case. But, we don't know for sure. It's a real slow play. But it's scary, right? This could be anything. This could be I kill Jiraxis cards. Could be 2 fireballs and a frostbolt, right? We just don't know. This is intriguing right now because it's likely he doesn't have that many minions in hand. We could kill anything he plays with Power Overwhelming. Like, so I think I'm going to do this. I think I'm going to do this. It might be some key card that has a nice battle cry that we can steal. And I suspect we'll be able to trade into it, so... Yeah. It's true that we could play into it, but not exactly what I was thinking. We'll trade that way since they both do the same damage, and this keeps me a little more resilient against board clears like Flame Strike. Yeah, we can sit on our cards. It's fine. You know, there's an interesting thing Kazakus can provide, and oh, that's Kazakus coming down right now. Oh, it's not. Oh, don't pull Jiraxis. Don't pull Jiraxis. Don't pull... Oh, I'm fine with that, bro. He's doing the combo we have. We have that combo. Do I just want to Shadow Flame and kill everything, or do I want to steal it back? Just for fun. What could I steal back that would be good? I could also just, you know, Power Overwhelming this and Shadow Flame the board down. And play a Twilight Drake. I think that's probably better. This is going to be a huge Twilight Drake. Make sure I have enough mana, right? 4, 8, 9. Yeah, let's just do this. It's the sound play. Normally you'd attack first, but it doesn't actually advantage us any because there's 2 taunts in the way, so we'll just Shadow Flame legit. So yeah, this board's not going to go anywhere, I don't think. He's already Frost Nova, so there's no Frost Nova Doomsayer. So I think I'll just Jiraxis out of this. Is that another Polymorph? What is that? Created by Kabbalist Tome. Okay, so that's why he has 2. That's not a signal that he's did he already play one of these? Was that the other game? I don't know. Regardless, we're doing this. Hopefully we're not dead. We'll see. We have a little bit of a heal. If he does burn us some, but not a ton, so we gotta be careful. Does he have lethal like in hand? Like, really? So guys, do you know where the install button is, uninstall button is? Like, does anybody know how I uninstall Hearthstone? Does anybody know that? Is there like a button? Is there like a way to uninstall the game? Is that how this works? I don't know. I'm in the twisting nether. So yeah, he got Sacrificial Pact off of the Courier, whatever that card's called. Smart choice. Not an eventuality that I played around and have never seen before. So, I mean, I've seen the interaction with Sacrificial Pact and Jiraxis, but I've never seen one pulled off of that particular card, so it wasn't even in mind. So yeah, we lost the game. That happened. So, all right, now that my dramatic, dramatic frustration and my absolute heartbreak is over, I guess we'll load back up Hearthstone and play one more game. I can't believe that happened. Let's see if this works. I'm not going to take a break. Let's just see if this works. Let's test out my recording system here. See if Hearthstone reappears. I just can't believe that, guys. I just can't believe it. I've never had that happen to me before. I've never actually seen it in a real game outside of videos before. It's the first time I've ever encountered that in an actual game myself. So yeah, it looks like my video's working. Okay, cool. So, that's a frustrating loss. We were going to win that game. Jiraxis was just going to bleed him out. We were going to be alright on health. So let's try one more. I'm having fun. That was a very interesting game. You know, I guess in hindsight, there's an argument made, like, why risk it with Jiraxis? But I don't know that we win the game without Jiraxis, just because we were already sort of low on cards. We hadn't been life tapping a ton. We were ahead on the board a tad. So we were going to apply pressure, but probably not fast enough. So I think that was the right line. You know, hindsight, obviously not the right line, but in a normal environment, I think that's the right line. Here we'll keep Shadow Bolt. It's good against a few things rogues play. Raptors and Tomb Pillagers and various other sorts. Jade Golems, perhaps. So it's a good thing to keep. It's early, too, so... we actually mulliganed really well here. This is a good hand, I think. A lot of early game stuff with variety, which is what I like to see. That's the Stealth Jade guy. He's going to play that. He was going to play that. I don't know why he didn't. I think it would have been fine. So Doomsayers doesn't feel that appealing here. Let's just live tap. We're at 8 cards in hand. Yeah, that's a pretty fun shenanigans with the mind control tech the mage pulled off. We could have done it in return because we had our brand. So we could have stolen 2 minions back, made some trades. But that Power of Overwhelming Shadow Flame was just too good for giving us the board. Because remember, he actually, even though he stole 2 minions, he also committed 2 minions of his own. So it wasn't like we were just killing our own stuff. It was a little bit like that, but we also got to retain the value of the mind control tech for a theoretical future play. So, and wide boards against a mage are risky anyway, so having a big board of our own like that, where we stole 2 guys back, made some trades, dropped everybody's health, probably would have been problematic into a Flame Strike, so you got to be careful. That's not a card you see every day. That is not a card you see every day. Mad respect. Probably on a budget and can't afford Blood Mage Thanos, which is a totally reasonable way to live. There's nothing wrong with that at all. So we've got 2 options here. Both susceptible to sap. The Mountain Giant's more threatening, so I'll play it. I don't think it matters. Might actually Dirty Rat next turn if this lives, just because I know whatever I pull out can be killed. Like I can get an Azure Drake maybe and steal the card draw and spell damage from him on control. So, is he gonna get? He might play 4 guys here. I might get a mind control tech. Nope, just a few guys. Where is Hellfire when you need it, man? I gotta go face with this. I can't make a bad trade like that. He's eating his weapon. That's an interesting indication that he may not actually have enough mana to play. Like, he may be planning a weapon next turn or think it won't matter. So we can like Shadow Bolt this and go face, and this probably lives. We can actually just faceless it and go face and give him 12 stats to deal with, but that's a little risky because I don't have a good board clear right now. I have just Mind Control. So if I like Shadow Bolt, what else can I do? Just life tap, right? That's not very exciting. I'm just gonna do this. I'm just gonna go all in. It's not the most common play, but he's almost dead. We have 16 and 4 is 20. So if Mortal Coil could hit face, he'd be dead next turn if these live. He'll kill one, obviously. He's got the damage on board. He's probably got like an Eviscerate. He's actually got spell damage too, but they're both damaged already, so it's not like Shadow Strike's gonna hit him. Like right now he has to take 8 to the face to kill this with a weapon if he doesn't have another answer. He might get one off this guy. Shadow Bolt would be good. Yeah, he'll be able to kill both. That's not bad. We'll Twilight Drake coin Shadow Bolt here. Have another giant dude that he can't deal with. Is he thinking about not doing this? He's got to. Like, you've got to do it at this point. You've committed so much. So we're in a really, really good spot again. That Fan of Knives was actually a pretty good. The spell damage Fan of Knives was pretty good. But we used a lot of resources. I don't feel bad. Alright, we're Mortal Coiling that guy. And probably trading, but first we can Faceless Shambler. I don't think he has room for sap in this deck, right? Am I crazy? There's like no way he can handle sap. There's just too many good cards. Or I mean, too many cards. We can actually life tap first. We're gonna spend 5 mana, so let's life tap. I don't think it's gonna change my line at all, but copy before we trade just to make sure we make sure we don't get a 4/7 accidentally. So he's still in a rough spot. I might Jiraxis on 9 again. There's a chance. No, I guess he didn't get. There's a chance he could have got Sacrificial Pact, but my God, if that happens again, I may actually quit Hearthstone forever. That may actually happen. Do we want to just Emperor? It's pretty good. We have 8 cards, so we'll life tap Emperor. Oh, that's a good sight to see always. And we'll trade here for 2 reasons. To deny backstab, Shadow Strike, that kind of stuff by damaging this guy. And 5 is easier to do than 7, but 7's not significantly harder than 9 or anything for a, or significantly easier than 9 for a rogue, so. Okay. That's fine. That's our life, dude. That's fine. So we'll just do this. We don't have enough mana to get a guy out. I don't want a Dirty Rat because I don't know what it's going to make me, so we'll just do this. This means he probably can't play a board, and we'll get to get the advantage on a Hero Power guy. And probably a Sylvanas or something too, just to get minions out. Actually, probably Kazakus and Sylvanas and Hero Power guy. And it'll be at 11, so we'll be in a very, very strong spot. In fact, we might actually Kazakus. We could get a big damage thing, and I don't know. I don't think we can win the game on that, though. Let's see what we get. Gain 7 armor is actually really awesome. And this is a tempo thing. If he pulls out some kind of crazy stealth shenanigans, we can just do that and be good to go. And on that note, I think I'm just going to taunt these up to prevent dying this turn at all. Actually, I could just... No, let's just do this. It's a little bit of a waste, but in case he's got like some kind of crazy Leroy thing, Leroy, cold blood, like I'm not going to lose to that right now. So screw it, I'm just going to taunt, because we can win the game next turn regardless, right? So there's no reason to be silly about it. We should still 6/8. You don't actually have the lethal yet. He did a good job clearing there. So let's just do this, and we don't have lethal, right? We only have, yeah, we don't have enough direct damage. Let's see what gets frozen. I'm not actually going to kill this, because he could get well, he could get it anyway. That's fine. He can kill it himself, so might as well. So if he finds a way to kill these again, like, good on him. Good on him. We're at 18. We're very, very safe. We got a taunt. It'd be pretty hard for this to go south, especially with 6 mana committed to that. It's a good play normally, but he's just dead. Well played. Oh, we got a Happy Feast. Oh no! Let me Happy Feast Wonder Veil. I forgot. Oh. There it is. Oh yeah, there it is. I will feast on your soul this Wonder Veil. I love it. Ah, cool. That's a big quest. I'll take it. Okay, so I'm gonna play one more game. Like, we had that quick loss that sucked, so that didn't feel right. Let's try one more. This deck's really fun and succeeding, so I like ranking up. I've been testing a lot of budget decks and playing goofy stuff and trying things out, so I haven't had a chance to actually like commit to rank up yet, and this is a good way to do that while still creating videos. Alright, Druid. I mean, it's gotta be Jade. We have a lot of removal, but this is not a matchup I'm very familiar with right now. I haven't played either side of this particular Jade Druid into Reno Lock. I mean, I think you need Jiraxis to create 6/6s to keep up with the pace at which they can pump out Jade Golems, but I don't think I want to... And, like, even Sylvanas is really good, too. The thing is, do you want to keep Jiraxis in hand, or do you just want to fall into him? I think I might actually keep him in hand, just because I know he's going to be so important. This is the most greedy mulligan ever, but... It's like, can I win without Jiraxis? Can I win with just Twisting Nethers and stuff? I don't know. I don't think I can. This is the greediest. This is the highest cost card I've ever kept in a mulligan. I'm fairly certain of that. But I think it's going to be relevant. He's going to come out with like eggs and tokens, and I'm going to be real sad about this. Do we want a coin life tap? I don't know. He's got Living Roots, but that does not signal tokens. That could still be Jade. Wild Growth is scary here. Living Roots again. That signals tokens. Well, we need Demon Wrath real fast. I'm playing this as a taunt minion. I want him to have to trade 2 guys into it. I mean, obviously it's not a great thing to just play Bran on an empty board. But I'm scared of getting overwhelmed really fast right now. So I'm just going to do it. We don't have a turn 3, so it's kind of risky, but the faster you start addressing these little guys, the better off you are usually. Because he's got lots of hand buffs to them, and that's actually not that bad. He's still going to have to trade 1 in. Or actually he's going to have to trade none in. Awesome. Thanks. This could be good, but it's not. Man, this would have been pretty solid, but he would have been able to kill it. It just would have been a 7 health taunt. So the Refreshment Vendor's okay, but God, we're going to be dead before too long. I actually like him spending mana on card draw, because I'm going to be able to stabilize eventually. It's these turns that are so darn risky. Man, I tell you what, a Demon Wrath would just make my day right now. Hellfire would be okay. Leroy is not the card we need, though. My God, we're almost dead. Swipe is, like, almost lethal. That's lethal. God. Well, I jinxed myself. I called it. I called my greedy mulligan. Should have kept Mind Control Tech, too. Both were bad decisions. I thought I was playing Jade. I was expecting Jade Blossom stuff, where I needed to keep up with the value. So that clearly indicates how important mulligans are in predicting what your opponent's about. We went for like an all-in greedy mulligan approach, where we were 99% certain we had a matchup and we were going to mulligan to that matchup, and we didn't balance our mulligan, which we could have done with the Mind Control Tech. We could have stolen one of the 2/2s. we'd have been in a much better spot. So instead, we just got screwed. Just got screwed. This is probably another Reno lock, so I'm gonna mulligan everything because I have no idea what to mulligan for. Could be Zoo, could be the same problem we had before, but I didn't like any of our cards in particular. Rather see some proactive minions and Imp King boss. Stuff like that. But life taps. Oh, there we go. If you don't have anything else to mulligan for, the answer is always Mountain Giant and Twilight Drake. Like, that's just the stuff to mulligan for. Wouldn't have been good against that Druid anyway, but... Life tap is going to be really important in this matchup. We got to beat him to the combo. Playing this is really not absolutely necessary. I think we got to save this for Bran. We may not have time to get it off, or it may not work, but we've got to try. Huh! I didn't even process that he had 10 cards. You got to burn one if you're with a coin. You can't life tap every turn. That's what I was talking about with the Mountain Giant. Like, you want to because of the Mountain Giant, but you got to burn one eventually. So that just gave us a huge advantage. Now if we dodge the combo, we'll be in a pretty good spot, I think. We don't have an answer for that Mountain Giant, but we do have our own. Power Overwhelming wasn't going to do the trick, so we couldn't get to like Siphon Soul or Sylvanas to steal it or anything, so... Wow, the card he burned was Jiraxis. That's nuts. That's a big advantage to us, thankfully. Oh, cool! He made that trade for me. I think I'll just Siphon Soul this and get it over with. Really want to see Reno. I really want to see Faceless, and I really want to see Thaurissan. I'll tell you that right now. You only need to discount one of the combo pieces, really, right? Because you can get Reno and Faceless off, but not Power Overwhelming, etc. So we could play with Thaurissan right now. It would be great. Coin Enforcer. I don't really love that. He basically left me both minions on the board. We can kill that with Hellfire. Is it worth it? What else could we play? Not much. How many cards do we have in hand? 4, 8, 9. So we can tap once. I may end up doing it. I don't know what else Hellfire is going to be played against. Played, you know, for a Reno lock. Like, it's just never going to be that wide of a board. If there is, we'll obviously have other answers. So we got to do this the right way. We have 9 cards in hand, so it worked out perfectly. Not my favorite play ever, obviously. Like, we just really fell behind on the board and used a card to do it. But we actually put him pretty low. Oh, I don't hate that at all. That's fine. I'd like to kill this, though. Do I have a way to kill it? No. Would we rather just outvalue it with our own Bran into Kazakus? If we Bran into Kazakus right now, though, we're going to be out of card room. We won't be able to do that. This is not a Twisting Nether board, I guess. But, man, what is he going to really get out of... He's never going to be able to get a really big board because no Jiraxis. Is Bran that threatening? Kazakus is scary, but he would have already done that. Like, he's not going to be worried about being dead at 14. Can I life tap? We're at 4 or 5. No, we're at 10. Can't life tap, so I got to play Refreshment Vendor. If I life tap after that, I'll have 2 mana left. I could play the Sun Fury Protector, I guess. Yeah, I want to sneak in a life tap, so I'm going to force it here. Okay, that's a good card. I really don't care if this has taunt right now. It's fine. I just had to burn the card. Like, I wanted to life tap. I think life tapping is super, super vital here. Finding combo pieces. So now all we need is Reno. Like, we can play this and we'll be really, really close to killing him. How did he heal so... Oh, we just healed him 4. I was like, how did he heal so much? This only does 6. If he plays too much stuff here... Well, Mind Control Tech probably. We could even... oh, we can't yet. But there's a turn where you can brand Mind Control Tech and Kazakus for 10 mana. We're not there yet, though. That's a fine turn. He didn't get much out of Bran again, though. I'd love to get my own Shadow Bolt to kill this thing. I hate that it's still out there, but what can I do? I can't burn a Twisting Nether on it, right? That just seems insane. I can actually play this. I don't need this anymore. Probably eats a minion here. He burned Jiraxis, so this is not going to matter. This is not relevant. So Reno does not win me the game yet, because it's only 20 and he's at 24, but it sure gets me close, right? This might be worth Twisting Nethering. Jeez. Oh, God. Is there any way to steal that? There is a way to steal that. And I can Reno. So we can trade here. Play Sylvanas, Power Overwhelming Sylvanas, and Reno. Sylvanas will die at the end of the turn. Steal Ragnaros. It won't actually do 8 damage yet, I guess, just because of the way that works. It eats into my combo, right? It takes 8 damage off my combo, and it gives me a ridiculous Emperor Thorson again. And I think it's just a generally good play. We could also try to copy the Ragnaros, but I don't like that as much.
I have no time for games.
And the Reno's important because we might be dead to his combo, right? We don't know if he's running combo or not. He's had some different cards. Oh, yeah, that'll settle it. That's a good play. That's a good play. Yeah, so he had a couple bad hits there from, I would consider, less than optimal plays. Certainly the Jiraxis overdraw was problematic, but yeah, it worked out nicely for us. So in the end, we won quite a few games. We lost particularly unlucky, brutal, just ridiculous. This bad boy right here, Sacrificial Pact. And we lost that Druid. That was a mulligan mistake, so be careful for that. You know, we tried to mulligan really smartly and probably overthought it a little. Maybe Jiraxis isn't that vital. It wouldn't necessarily have mattered. Like, instead of Jiraxis, we might have gotten Twisting Nether, and it was still irrelevant, and we wiped because we hard mulliganed everything else. So, who knows? But this is clearly a good deck, a lot of fun. I love playing Control Warlock. It's so high level, high skilled, so many different angles and approaches. I like decks with combo finishers like this too because it just gives you a way to win games, which sometimes you absolutely need. So highly recommend this one. It's perfect to play. I think it's going to be great laddering up too. We didn't get to test a Pirate Warrior, but it does have a lot of Pirate Warrior answers. There's stuff like Mortal Coil, which is immediately good. Ooze, obviously. A few different early minions that can trade or taunt. Some early AoE with Demon Wrath and Hellfire. Even Mind Control Tech can make plays. So. And Recovery with Reno. So there's ways to beat Pirate Warrior, obviously, too, if you're worried about that. Although I've actually seen Pirate Warriors kind of dwindling off a little bit, so I'm not sure that's such a relevant concern anymore. But all that said, if you have any thoughts or comments on this deck, leave them below. I'm happy to read them, and I'll try my best to answer as much as I can. So thanks for watching, and until next time, game on.